Hey guys, Buff and Game back today bringing our video for our movie weapon series, and today we're going to be covering the Extraction movie again for our third video. And in this video we're going to be covering Golshifteh Farahani's character Nick Khan in the MK20 SSR. It's the Scar H build that she uses as a sniper support weapon in the final battle on the bridge scene. So we're going to be covering that MK20 SSR here in this video. I'll link the other videos for the series down below, specifically for the Extraction series. I'll link the playlist for the entire movie weapon series and the Extraction videos down below. So if we go ahead and we'll back out here, and if we go to the weapon you see here, we're going to be using the black adder blueprint for the Scar H. So let's back out, and what we'll do is we'll strip this thing down to base, and then we'll jump into some gameplay. So here's the base Scar blueprint. Now if I back out here and we look at all the Scar blueprints that I have in the movie, her character, Golshifteh Farahani's character, Nick Khan, is using an all-black variant of the Scar. So we have a few options that we could use. You can mix and match with the Frankenmithing a little bit here, but we're going to want the black adder as probably the easiest one. You can definitely mix and match with something like the blank stare as well. But the black adder is really exactly what she's using in the movie. So we'll go ahead and use that as our base. And to start off here, what we're going to be using for the muzzle attachment is going to be a flash hider. So I'm actually going to go ahead, or the flash guard we're going to put on. It looks like she has the standard Scar muzzle device on there, or some sort of pronged flash hider. It's hard to tell in the movie because it doesn't highlight the Scar too much, but to kind of match that best we can, we're going to go ahead and do the flash guard. That'll give us the muzzle flash concealment, and the cons just being the bullet velocity. So we'll go ahead and put that on. Next up for the barrel option, it's hard to tell in the movie if she's using an actual 20-inch barrel for the MK20 SSR or just a standard length Scar at the 16 inches. So for this one, we're actually going to go ahead and do the 20-inch barrel on this weapon, and this is going to give us the damage at range, bullet velocity, and the recoil control. The cons here being the aim down sight speed and the movement speed, and this will convert this to the MK20 SSR. So we'll go ahead and select that, and we're going to want you can either do the fugitive or the traitor barrel attachment here for this. We're going to go, for the purposes of this, to match closely what she's using in the movie. We don't want the M-Lock from Midwest Industries, which is these two. We're going to want the fugitive. So we'll go ahead and do the fugitive. It'll match that very closely for an all-black variant. And then for the laser, we'll go ahead and skip out on that. Now for the optic, it looks like she's using some sort of sniper type optic, perhaps a 1 to 6 times. So we'll go ahead and do the variable zoom optic here. So this is going to give us the 3 to 6 times magnification toggle. So we can toggle from 3 to 6.1. And the cons here being the aim down sight speed, and we will obviously have sniper glint. But this is good because you can toggle between closer range engagements or those longer range engagements stretch out with this thing. So we'll go ahead and select the variable zoom. For the stock, we'll leave the base buttstock here for the Scar. And then for the perk option, we're actually going to use sleight of hand, just because the Scar has a pretty slow reload and we don't need all the attachments. So the sleight of hand will give us that reload quickness. And then for the grip, we can skip out on that. As well as the magazine, we can stay with the base 20 round. And for the underbarrel here, we'll go ahead and go with the bipod foregrip. So this will give us that recoil control, as well as the crouching recoil control additionally. And the cons here, movement speed and aim down sight speed. Now, in the movie, she's using what looks like just a Harris bipod. However, we don't have a bipod option for the Scar. It's replaced with the bipod foregrip. So we'll go ahead and use that. And this is our build of the Scar H, or the MK20. That Golshifteh Farahani's character Nick Khan uses in the movie Extraction. So this is the final design for the weapon. Pretty nice looking here. Again, you have a couple different barrel options that you could use on this. You could definitely use the blank stare, would definitely work with this, but the fugitive, she's not using an M-Lock handguard, so we'll go ahead with the fugitive. You also have the other barrel lengths. However, none of these will be black barrels, so it'll look a little weird. You'll have that tan and black mix, which actually does look pretty cool, but we don't want it for this video. So that's the final design. We're also going to be running RPG 7 because on the final bridge scene, she does use an RPG in combat and takes out some enemies with this thing. However, hers has a optic mounted on top, so it's a more modernized Russian RPG. But this is kind of going to match along with what she uses in the movie. And then if we back out for the operator, and the operator is tough because we want a female operator, but there's not a lot of female operators with clothing that matches what her character Nick Khan uses. So we're actually going to go ahead, and the best I could find, this is excluding any operator skins that may still be available in shop or anything is going to be Mara's Chem Division. So she obviously has a few here that I don't have, but Chem Division seems to be kind of the closest match to what Golshifteh Farahani's character Nick Khan uses, or I guess looks like in the movie in that final bridge scene. Now she's pretty much a supporting character in the movie. She does have a good amount of screen time, and I really liked how she performed in this movie. And this is, I think, as close as we're going to get, unfortunately. I know there are probably some better operator skins specifically for Domino, I want to say. There's probably some good ones that I don't have that you could definitely apply to this to probably more closely match her character. But for the purposes of what I have, we'll go ahead with the Chem Division. Again, this still looks really good for Mara. It's pretty accurate because she's wearing very much almost the same exact clothing for the most part, minus short sleeve versus long sleeve shirt, and obviously some different things there as well. The hair is put back in a ponytail here versus being just let down in the movie. So, but this is pretty close, pretty accurate to what Golshifteh Farahani's character Nick Khan looks like on that final bridge scene. So if we go ahead and back out, we'll go ahead and jump into the gameplay here. One last look at our extraction scar. So again, here's the final design for this MK20 SSR. Jump into the gameplay here for this. Again, we'll just use this on, because the final battle that we're reproducing here is going to be on a bridge scene from the movie. They're fighting on the bridge. We want to have Euphrates Bridge, seems to be the most logical choice for the map here, which is conveniently enough the map that I typically use, especially for all the weapon conversion videos that I've done on this channel. This was really the main map that I used because you have a lot of open lanes, and especially here for the MK20 SSR, it's good to bring this thing back. I remember I did the conversion for this way back when in the beginning of Modern Warfare's life cycle, did it on this map, and it was a lot of fun to use then, and it's still a lot of fun to use now. And it's really good to come back to this thing and just kind of use it once more and see how dominant it really was in Modern Warfare's multiplayer, especially if we're getting to hardcore and things like that. We're playing realism here, so one-shot headshots, and this thing's definitely a lot of fun to use. I'm going to select player to single player just so we can utilize it like the MK20 would be utilized as that sniper, the SSR, the sniper support weapon, basically. And if we just single player, tap fire it, get those headshots, it's still going to be basically a 3-shot kill no matter what. But again, we have it in single fire, so it's very accurate. We can control it and get those shots on target. You'll see here, just a lot of fun to use this thing. I may have to put this back in my Warzone lineup at some point. But again, Extraction, if you're not familiar with the movie and you didn't see it, was a Netflix exclusive that was released in 2020, directed by Sam Hargrave. Again, it was written, the screenplay and the story by Joe and Anthony Russo, who produced and directed the Avengers movies, for specifically Endgame, as well as Infinity War is what they're best known for, as well as some of the Captain America movies as well. So what this movie is, if you haven't seen it, again, Netflix exclusive, came out in, I believe, December of 2020. So it's starring Chris Hemsworth and following his character Tyler Rake, who's a fearless black market mercenary, embarks on the most deadly extraction of his career when he is enlisted to rescue a kidnapped son of an imprisoned international crime lord. Really action-packed movie, and Golshifteh Farahani's character, who plays Nick Khan, is kind of the leader of this, we'll call it the PMC group, this group of mercenaries. Basically, she's kind of the leader of this group, and basically takes the contract, and then obviously Chris Hemsworth, Tyler Rake, takes on the contract and goes to execute it and rescue this kid. So she plays a supportive role. However, at the last scene, when Tyler Rake, or Chris Hemsworth's character, is extracted across the bridge, her and the rest of the team come to support and exfil him and the kid out of there, as well as her team. So they come in to support him as he's crossing the bridge and is under heavy enemy fire. And again, she comes in with that scar and does some counter sniping against one of the antagonists, as well as takes out a helicopter with an RPG. So she plays a really strong female character. I really like her in this movie, and especially she has a couple scenes outside of the bridge scene, specifically one at the end, which is just awesome. I think she's a really great character. I really would love to see her return for the sequel for this movie. I was not really aware of her. Apparently she's been in Pirates of the Caribbean and a few other movies as well. She's actually an Iranian actress here who's been in the United States, I believe, probably mostly her whole life, or since she was a little kid at least. I'm not too familiar with her background, but she's one of the very few Iranian refugees who became an actress here and has starred in major Hollywood movies, especially this one being Extraction, with such high-profile actors like Chris Hemsworth And again, she plays a great role. She kills this. I really want to see her in the sequel, as well as just have a more powerful role in the movie as far as her presence and screen time. I think she did an amazing job, and she definitely sold me on the character, and you felt the emotion from her character with a lot of the scenes, and especially at the end, just very badass with that scar doing some counter-sniping, especially with the RPG. So her character was awesome. Golshifteh Farahani playing Nick Khan in Extraction 2020 with Chris Hemsworth. Let me know what you guys think down below. I'll leave you guys the social media links for the channel down below. We have the Instagram and the Discord, as well as the Twitter down there. Those are the best places to get a hold of me. We have the Discord community. You can join up there and join like-minded individuals. We have a lot of good members of the community that talk a lot of good stuff about modern military, weapons, COD, other games there as well. So go ahead and join up that. Also, if you're enjoying the content, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Help smaller channels out like myself, as well as we're trying to get almost to that 30,000 subscriber mark. It's been a goal for a long time, so we're almost there, getting really close. And I'm excited to cross that finish line. Now, some things coming up here on the channel. We have the Battlefield reveal of their new redacted mode. That'll be here on Thursday morning. I believe it's going to end up being at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I will be live streaming that here on YouTube. So be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you know when I go live Thursday morning here on YouTube. We also have the Twitch link down below. Going to be picking up the live stream schedule again here shortly, at least throwing in at least 2 live streams a week for you guys on here as well as over on Twitch. So be sure to follow over on Twitch. That way you know when I'm going live there as well. And I will put out the live stream schedule over on Twitter, Instagram, and the Discord here as soon as I finalize what the schedule's going to be. So let me know down below what you guys think of the movie Extraction. I know this is the 3rd video we've covered for this, and it seems like you guys really enjoy this movie and the weapons from it. So if you haven't seen it, go ahead and watch it. If you have seen it, let me know what you guys think of the movie down below, especially this scar, the Mark 20. Again, Mark 20 is just a great weapon. This is one weapon that I included in my best DMRs in Warzone video way back. I think it was probably April or late February of 2020, right after Warzone released. I covered that and included it with a bunch of other DMRs as far as the best DMRs to use, and it was actually pretty high up on my list. I think it came in at number 3 on the list, so this thing's still a lot of fun to use. I'll probably put it back in the Warzone rotation soon. Let me know what you guys think down below. Till next time, this is Buffner Gaming, out.